Everybody, what's going on? My name is Jesse, also known as Sublime, and today we're playing in a $100,000 sit and go tournament. So all the following footage will be kind of my best and worst moments of this tournament. It's already started. I had to get my camera all set up and all that, so it does look presentable. It does look nice. I think I found a pretty good spot here. And yeah, so I'll edit out this video about my wins and my losses, and hopefully it'll be entertaining for you guys. So, if I don't do anything good in this tournament, then you probably won't see this. But if I do good, then enjoy the video.
That's a call.
And enjoy the big wins.
Call.
Yeah. So, as you can tell by my voice, after we're in post now, I did end up doing pretty good in this tournament. So I'm doing the voiceovers now of all the times I won and the big losses. Surprisingly, I didn't really have too many losses, so there won't be much of that. But kind of to start things off, I was given an ace-4 here, offsuit. At the time, I had 1370 in a chip stack. Everybody's calling. I throw in the chips there. Buddy over there, Hangman, throws the chips in. And we got 5 people in the pot, and the flop comes out. Comes out ace 8-2. I pair my ace, so I kind of look at this opportunity to throw just a little chip in. Nothing too much. It was just a small little bet. There was one big blind, and everybody around here kind of just decides to throw the cards away. I didn't really get too many callers. They were really scared about that ace, so didn't really get too many callers on that one. So now we move on to the next one here. I get a 2-2. This is one of the times where I wasn't badly beat. I didn't have too much equity in the pot. But we are now up to, I think it's 120 big blinds at this point. So everybody's throwing it in, folding. What you see at tables all the time. You see my guy over there kind of shaking a little bit. I have this. When I like to play, I tend to shake my legs quite a bit, and I didn't really notice that until after the recording. So the flop comes out 4-5-4. Another club comes out, so I'm on a flush draw, but it wouldn't be a good flush draw being with the 2 of clubs. Obviously, with the amount of cards that are in right now, we got 6 people in. There's gonna be a club that's a lot higher than a 2. I could try to bluff it. I was kind of hoping there for, with the king and the ace. When they came out, I was hoping for a straight without the flush. But, yeah, I check it off here. He bets. Well, how much did he bet again? He bet 400. So, how that happened, it goes over to him. He calls it. E-Boogie pushes all in. He ends up folding, and I'm like, you know what? This isn't going to be good enough. Fuck it. Throw it in. Fold it. It's not worth it. I'm not chasing with the 2. I'm not that stupid. And that was the end of the hand. Here I get dealt an ace-king offsuit. Pretty strong hand. As you can see, I'm down to 1290. So I did have a couple, call the flop. Nothing really happened. So fold. And I'm not going to sit here and show you guys that. But I do end up calling this one. And we are the small blind on this one. So I do hit my ace. Check it off. Hopefully inducing a little bet from somebody. Everybody seems to be checking it around. So we get another ace. So we're ahead. We got 3 of a kind now. We're just checking it off. Hopefully somebody has a smaller ace. Nobody ends up betting. We're down to the river. I end up pushing all in. Obviously nobody's going to call. But if somebody would call and have an ace, then we'd be pretty much in the money, and I like to do this on the river. It makes people, pay to see if they win. I tend not to value bet too much when it comes down to these sit and goes, because a lot of guys tend to be a lot, I wouldn't say a lot good, but are a lot good. That doesn't even make sense. It wouldn't even be, they're really good at telling what you have, because a lot of these sit and goes are not cash games, right? More tournament style. So we get dealt a 10 king offsuit again. On the flop we get a 2 king queen, so we match our kings. It's a rainbow, so we end up just betting something a little bit small. We bet 175. And nobody ends up calling us. So we end up taking that pot back home. We're back up to 1530. So coming up now, we did win a couple where, you know, we just won little pots and all that. We got a Jack 10. We got 1890 in our balance. We're the big blind here, so, you know, if somebody can make a little splash, that'd be nice. We basically get a free, if nobody bets, we get a free look at the flop. You can see a couple people are already folded. We're only down to 3 people left. He ends up calling. I end up checking. I don't really have nothing crazy to bet with. But now I do. We got a Jack 10 on the flop, which matches our Jack 10. We got a 2 pair. We bet 120. He ends up folding. They both end up folding. I'm sitting there with my arms up thinking, why the hell is nobody calling me? We got dealt a Jack 9 clubs. Or not clubs, spades, sorry. And I'm sitting there and thinking, you know, what can I pair the board with? You know, maybe, you know, if some spades show up, I can get a flush. I have straight potential. But it's not needed. I got a Jack on the flop with an 8-7. So realistically, I'd need a 10 and a queen. Or 6 and a 10. You know, I have a lot of outs here. Plus, you know, another Jack would look nice. Or another 9 would look nice. So I end up betting 300. Sorry about that. That's my phone going off. We end up betting 300 though. People are talking to me. The reason why I did end up doing a voiceover all this is because we had a pretty deep conversation about politics. They don't really want to bring up politics into this channel. And, you know, I like this format a lot better. It kind of gives me, I don't have to give you guys a whole 60-minute video. I can break it down and kind of give you all my good hands. But in the last time, everybody ended up folding. We took the pot home. So we get Delta King Queen offsuit, hearts and diamonds. He ended up raising it. 380 to call. I called it. And I forget if this guy folds or calls. Let's see what he does here. I'm kind of with you guys right now. I don't know what's going to happen. And he ends up folding it. So now we're heads up. Me and Mick Twerk. We do end up pairing our queens. Look at my cards here to show, like, I don't know what I have kind of deal. I forgot what I had. It shows, like, insecurities of a poker player if you do look at your cards. That's why when I tend to hit something, I always tend to look at my cards a little bit. And, yeah, he ends up calling. I end up showing him out of respect. We had arguments about politics and whatnot, and everything ended up being cool. But here we get dealt pocket 9s. Very strong hand going into a pre-flop. I don't end up raising it. It's not a strong enough hand to kind of raise with, but I see 3 cards on the table. Somebody has a 7. I'm kind of screwed, so that's why I did a little bit 200 bet just to see what's out there. So now we got 3 spades on the board. So I'm thinking, you know, maybe I'll have the highest spade. It's only heads up. He ends up calling me, and yeah, that's the 8 of spades. Kind of nervous here about, you know, maybe a straight flush potential if he has like a 9 Jack. And I realize, wait, you can't do that. And I end up beating him with the 9 because I had the 9. There's no way there was a straight flush potential there. So now we get dealt ace king offsuit. Somebody goes all in. I'm like, well, shit, this is a perfect time to call. Somebody's going all in with 840. I'm the chip leader on the table. Why not call him? So I call him. Both have ace king. He has a slight advantage because 2 spades end up coming out. Then a heart comes on the table, and we split the pot 50-50. Nothing special. He gets the balloons. I don't know why I didn't get the balloons. You know, kind of unfair in my opinion. PokerStars, please fix. Literally unplayable. But we get dealt here ace 4 diamonds. So straight flush potential with ace as the highest kicker. But yeah, we get a 2-3. So we need a 5 to kind of you know, make our straight. We get a 6. So if we get a 5, we get a very high straight, but we end up hitting the ace. There's no room for, unless somebody has a 4 or 5, then there's a straight, but nobody was betting. So I threw in for the ace, and I ended up winning a pot, taking that 1,000 back to the grave. Here we have a 6-8. We are big blind, so we did get to see for free. So we just end up checking that out. We're down to the, I think, final 3 here. And I get dealt trips. I get dealt 6 trips. It's not a sneaky trip 6. Very obvious when I bet here that I have a 6. He ends up calling though. I believe he had, from what I remember, he had I think he had a heart, something along those lines. I ended up pushing him all in. What did he have again? He had a 2-2, that's right. Earlier he won with a 3 of a kind with the 2s. So he had pocket 2s hoping to hit that 3 of a kind, but I had him. So now we get dealt queen 10 clubs. Queen king ace comes on the board. I have the queen, I check it. He checks back. I'm thinking, well, he must not have anything. So I check again. I see queen, king, ace. I'm thinking, well, you know, it's too risky to bet because if he has me, he's trying to trap me. Didn't have anything. I end up taking that pot home. We get dealt here 6 king. At this point, it's only 3 ways. So I'm thinking, you know what? You know, I could have one of the strongest hands on the table right now. And I get dealt 1 king and I'm in the money. But you know, it came out. We got 3 of a kind kings. We're laughing right now. We have one of the best 3 of a kinds you can besides aces. He ends up folding. Comes down to a 10. He checks it. I think he's weak, so I push him all in. He's going to sit there. He's going to grab the all-in chip. He's talking to me saying, you know what? I hope there's not another club. And that's ultimately what I had him on, was clubs. And the club didn't hit, so we ended up taking him out, and we end up getting all that money. So now it's down to heads up. Me and this guy, Achilles 406, Achilles 406. You can't see him in the picture. You can see his hands. This was just one of the best camera angles I could really find. Was, you know, me against him. Or just at the table in general. It got the full board on the table. It got 4 out of the 5, or 4 out of the 8 guys at the table without kind of obstructing the view. So, and it gets me in center frame, right? So we go back and forth. I end up calling him. Here, I think I end up doubling him up. I had a 9-8. Didn't really have much. I don't know why I ended up calling him there. I don't know what I'm looking at that now, thinking, why did I call him? Don't understand. We end up doing the typical back and forth, you know, heads up poker where, you know, I'm waiting for a big hand here. And, you know, this guy kept doing this shit to me. He kept putting all those chips in. And you can see I'm pissed off here a little bit. I don't like when people do this to me. I don't like it in general. I think, you know, if you don't... Obviously, he's trying to play aggressive. He's short stacked. I have chips on him. Right now, I'm just giving him 400s. I'm looking at... I'm looking to see every time he wins how many chips he has. I know in the back of the head how many chips I have. And we just keep doing this back and forth stuff of both of us either folding what we have, not folding, until we get a monster. And once we get a monster, we, you know, call him out on this bullshit. So here comes out a 2-8. I end up just folding it. I'm not playing with a 2-8. I don't like, I like connecting cards. I like, you know, pockets. And, yeah, so he ends up throwing in 2,000. It's, you know, 4 times the big blind, which is a good bet. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's short stacked. I just don't like the constant back and forth. I get sick of this guy's bullshit. I push all in. He has 6-9, he folds. Or I have 6-9, so he folds. I was just kind of testing to see, you know, from a place where he was coming from, if he was, you know, just had very good streak, had king kings, ace ace. But nothing. So I pair my queen on the board here. We end up checking back and forth. 9 comes up, so I'm scared of the jack king here. He ends up calling it. Another 10 shows up. There's no possible flush. The only thing I could see is either he has a 10 or he has a Jack King. He ends up folding, so I take that back. All the money I gave him with all the blinds, I end up just kind of taking back there. So now we're back to me being at 7,200. I have 6-9 suited. He just ends up checking. I think he understood the message here. He ends up, doing a big bet. I'm thinking here, what should I do? I'm kind of risking it for the spade here. He ends up folding. He had nothing. This kind of knew where he was coming from as a poker player, how his play style was. I didn't have the nuts, but I was close to it. I have a Jack 5 of hearts here. He ends up just folding it away, which I'm not opposed with. I wouldn't have really done anything with the Jack 5. Here we have a Queen 8. He's only down to 1,500. He ends up pushing all in. I was like, you know what, with a Queen 8, multiple different ways you can win this. And even if I do call, he's only up to 3,000. He has an Ace King though, but it comes out Queen 7 2, 10, and then a 9, and I'm taking it home, and I end up being the champion of this 100K sit and go. This was a lot of fun to play in. I do play a lot of sit and goes. This was the first one I've ever really recorded, and here I'm kind of getting my shot with the camera. I'm number 1, baby. Woo! I'm number 1. That's what I'm saying right now into the camera. I'm thinking, that was so easy. And I end up flipping him off. That's the thumbnail there. I wanted to get a good thumbnail, so I wanted to flip off the camera. And then I'm kind of showing you guys the trophy here. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Remember to like, favorite, comment, subscribe. That's so old ago. But yeah, it does mean a lot. You guys are around here and sticking around and enjoying my videos. And yeah, have a good one. Bye-bye.